Yeah, I think Portland definitely rubbed off on me pretty much the moment I moved out here for sure. The vibe of Portland is I feel it a lot.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
when did you move out there?
2012, so like right after we
Oh, okay.
graduated high school. Yeah. I went to U of I for a year and it just wasn't my thing and I was really curious about other stuff. And I worked at Starbucks at the time, and I had a friend who was also working there, and she was like, "Hey, I'm moving to Portland to get this canvassing, like door to door job, and I need a roommate. Do you want to come live with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So now it's, been here for 13 years almost now. It's just crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So it has to feel like home now too.
Yeah, it's definitely like all my community is here, and
Mhm.
obviously like just got married, so that like settling into that is really awesome too. And my wife owns her own business here, so we're definitely going to be in Portland for the foreseeable future.
Awesome. What are the you do? What's her job?
She's been an ICU nurse for 15 years, and she just went to part-time doing that because she's got her own med spa. So she does injections and stuff with a couple friends who started that business together, and they do facials and stuff, and it's been like super successful for her. So she decided to quiet down the hospital thing and invest in her business, and it's been awesome for her.
Nice. That's awesome. And I just love people that just like take a risk. Even like moving to Oregon from Iowa. That's a big move. Like it's literally the Oregon Trail type thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, something like that. It was an interesting drive for sure. I took my 98 Corolla that I had since I was like 14, and
Oh
my
yeah.
dad and I packed it full of shit, and then the struts gave out 3 times on the drive cross country. So that was super interesting to like, first time we made it, literally just got to Coralville. We had to turn around and go back and fix it, and
Oh yeah.
then it happened again in Nebraska, and so yeah, but it certainly is looking. I think now I just don't even think about it because I've been here for so long. But
Mhm.
you bringing it up, it's kind of like, yeah, that was like a scary thing, and I didn't know anybody here, and I figured it out, which is cool.
Yeah, and it's cool how that happens too. Is you'll go through something stressful. They're just a big change, and then you forget that thing even happened. You're like, oh yeah, I went through that.
Mm,
Then yeah, so it is important to just reflect like, oh, I've done this thing. I am capable of leaving my comfort zone and moving across the country. Like, okay, like what else could I do?
yeah, and I'm sure you've had so many moments like that as a parent where you're just looking at this little tiny baby human, and you're like, I am responsible for this person's life. Like, me?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't believe you picked me to be your dad. And like, I imagine that you've had all these moments where you've just kind of been like, holy shit, like I am a parent and I'm doing awesome, and this person is like, this little kid loves me. And those things where you're like, I never thought I would be here 10 years ago, but here I am.
Yep. Like there'll be times where I'll be watching. I'm like, oh, like he's mine. I'm a parent to someone.
Yeah.
That's a wild.
Yeah, it is so wild, like seeing folks from high school be parents, and just like watching them document parenthood on the internet. I literally will look at somebody and I'll be like, I remember you fucking like shotgunning a beer with no pants on, just like being ridiculous in high
Like,
school. And I never ever thought that you would be a parent, and now you have 4 kids and you're living the best life ever and you're super happy. It's wild how that happens.
yep. I feel that a lot. Like, oh, like people like know me. Like they grew up with me, and now I'm a parent. Like, no, it's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. So you have like this snapshot, especially when people from like when you're being young, like in high school and grade school and such. I was telling my wife when I was telling her about this, I was like, I have this snapshot of Jesse with these like very young years and how I know him, and now I'm going to talk to him. Like I know he's so different now, and I have no idea who he is, and he's so different from who he was in grade school and such. So it's just so interesting to reflect on that and how much people change over the years.
Yeah. It's just cool.
Hmm.
What do you do for work out there for your time? How do you
Yeah,
spend?
I'm a senior project manager at an agency, a creative agency called Archrival. I work exclusively for Adidas. We have this big, yeah, it's a really fun job.
God, I suck.
It is super fun, and it kind of just like fell in my lap. But we manage a national brand representative program around the states. So part of our job as the agency for Adidas is to help retail associates like Shields employees get educated on the latest Adidas footwear that they're going to be carrying in store. And then we help incentivize those employees to sell Adidas shoes. So, we might bring them a pair of shoes. We'll have a sales contest with the prizes. We do pop-up events. We do big, huge events for the brand and everything in between. So it's there's no boring day at all. It is very fun and exciting and a little chaotic, but I really like it.
Dude, that's so cool. So is it like marketing agency type thing you work for?
Yeah, I only work with Adidas. Our agency as a whole, we specialize in Gen Z culture trends and marketing. So our bread and butter is kind of like, a client like Spotify might come to us and say, "Hey, we want to do some research on what Gen Z is listening to and what's important to them in their music, and the culture of music that they're interested in." And so we'll do research and come back to Spotify with a full report of like, here is what Gen Z is really interested in right now. And it's actually like it's wild what I've learned about that generation.
Yeah. Like, how do you get the data?
We have a lot of folks throughout the nation who will do surveys for us. We also have a lot of like boots on the ground folks who will walk around and ask questions for folks. But it's mostly like crowdsourced stuff.
Okay. So is that like of Adidas like marketing percentage? What percentage would you say you do?
I am the only project manager on our entire program. So it's kind of, I think it's a little more adjacent to program management, but I manage the entire annual budget and then I manage any other projects that we need our brand representatives for that Adidas comes to us throughout the year. So at any given time, I'm probably managing a dozen or so projects that are all related to these brand representatives and educating retail associates.
Oh, that's tight. So do you
Hmm.
work with so you must speak with like Adidas a lot then, I'm guessing.
Hmm.
What's the coolest like event you've gotten to go to?
Well, I don't get to go to a lot of events at this job. It's a
Mhm.
little more focused on like sales and
Oh,
retail education. But I used to work and still do sometimes work with Adidas's purpose team, and that is the more you could call it the philanthropic side of Adidas. The only thing that team invests in is putting money towards underrepresented communities. So we did this project in a few cities around the states where we honored local Black community members who were doing good
okay.
things for their community. And we honored them with a grant and a mural that we painted and a big party. And so Adidas does a lot of stuff like that. They're heavily invested in the like local community space. And so the coolest thing I've ever done is I went to Grambling, Louisiana during homecoming, and we went to Grambling, the University of Grambling, which is an
Yeah.
Adidas HBU school, and homecoming there was like, and it was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was the biggest party. Everybody was having like so much fun. We saw their marching band. ESPN there was filming a documentary about their marching band, which was super cool.
The marching band stuff.
Um, yeah, but that is like that's a really cool thing that I don't think a lot of big brands necessarily do. Like this whole team, there's no investment in like ROI or dollars or sales or anything. The only thing they're trying to do is like invest money into local community members who are doing good things for their community. And that's been really, really rewarding and fun.
And working with Adidas, is it like wow, like this company is so just gigantic, but working in one part, do you notice that too?
Yeah, some of like the processes where you're kind of like you need to get a lot of folks approving something. That
Yeah.
can be a reminder of how big the company is. But no, I mean, I also would argue that it's so big that these like smaller parts of the whole feel they're like their own little ecosystem. So
Hmm.
the folks that I communicate with on the Adidas side of things, there's so many people I work with who all work directly with our program. And it's like really interesting to kind of see all of the different pieces that have to be put together in the right ways to make the program super successful, not just from our side, but from Adidas's side too.
I'm guessing you have a tracksuit, right?
I do have one tracksuit, and I wore it. You know, like sometimes you buy something and you wear it a lot, and then you're like, I can't believe I wore that. So I still have it. I haven't gotten rid of
Oh
it, but I
yeah.
just don't really wear it anymore.
Oh yeah, that'd be the first move. Give me the black with the
Yeah,
white stripes tracksuit.
yeah. Super classic, like how Run DMC would wear them, just like all black or all red. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is classic. I do see those a lot.
And then so is the CrossFit stuff just like a hobby then? Is that part of work too, or just
No, not part of work. I started doing CrossFit in 2019. I did, which you probably know because we went to school together. I did team sports like my whole life. I've always been in
Mhm.
team sports.
You were a boss at a kickball.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a very competitive person for sure. But when I came out here, I didn't really have that. And you can sign up for like intramural leagues here, but they don't really scratch that itch if you're like a team sport, if you're like a competitive person. So I know I just kind of happened to find CrossFit one day through a Groupon. Actually, they had like a super cool deal for a month membership, and the intensity of it, and then the ethos of the community, which is like all kind of what the sport is about, made me feel exactly like I was back on the field again playing softball with my friends. So it's just kind of been like a part of my life ever since then, really.
And what I don't think I know exactly what CrossFit is. So I know it's like a bunch of stuff, but what makes CrossFit CrossFit?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, like the biggest thing is community. Like the foundation of the sport itself is rooted in doing things together.
Hmm.
And so, there you go to class and all of your friends are there. There are people holding you accountable to like work hard and show up. And that's a big part of the brand of the sport. But what we do is like a lot of barbell stuff. There's a lot of weightlifting. There's a lot of cardio. There's some gymnastics. And then somebody decided that it would be sweet to just like smush all that shit together and make you do it all at the same time. The point is to do things that are constantly varied at a high intensity rate so that you're always confusing your body into continuing to work out and work really hard. So the whole vibe is kind of like you never know what your workout's going to be the next day. It's always something different. You're never repeating stuff. And I find that to be really interesting too. I'm not a big fan of the leg days every Tuesday or arm days every Friday or like no shame to that at all. That just doesn't really work for me. I like the unknowable a little more in the gym.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, so that's cool because like there's no like right way to do it because it's like CrossFit. I have friends who do like the landmine
Yeah.
stuff, then awesome powerlifting or just run, and it's just like
Hmm.
whatever works for you works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think movement in general is so important. For me, it's like it's a must-have. Like I don't care if it's just a walk around the block with my wife or it's like a super hard all day like crazy little workout thing. Like there has to be some sort of movement in my life for me to feel sane and calm
Mhm.
and it's really been so essential for my mental health.
Yeah, yeah. I found this. Once I started exercising again consistently, I noticed it so much. Like when I lift, I'm nicer. I'm just happier.
Mm,
I don't have that tense. Just that that tense. I need to get
mm-hmm.
that out there. Yeah. So it's just
Yeah.
to go to when I know Katrina feels the same.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, yeah. You just got to do something. That
Yeah.
that's why. Sorry. I just always feel just so blessed that I enjoy like sports because it makes it so much easier.
Hmm. Yeah, and it like you know the research is there. Like all you need to do is walk 15 minutes a day for like your heart health. And
Hmm.
it's so interesting having conversations with like my parents about how important movement is, because that wasn't really a thing for them when they were our age. They were like already having kids and stuff, and movement was just never on their radar. And so it's interesting to be like, no, just like if you just stand up and like go for a walk, or like try out this thing. Why don't you go to the park? You'll feel so much better.
Yep.
It's so hard because it's like I don't want to like tell somebody to go move their body a little bit and they will feel a little better, but it's also a lot of that is true sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
I
It's
feel
like
that too. What were you going in to say?
it's like how all the Gen Zers now are saying like go touch some grass. Like go outside and like be in the sun and like feel real things, and it really is like just a few minutes a day. It's just you show up better for yourself and for other people.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love how they do the grass stuff. Cause I always annoy Katrina because like we gotta go look at the sun every
Yeah.
morning. I really do the Huberman Labs thing,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause he's like a jack scientist, so he knows. So I'm
Hmm.
like, sun, yeah, yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
we gotta go get some sun. So I'm
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one thing I'm grateful that my parents kind of forced me into. I had a really bad temper as a kid, and one thing that they forced me to do was just any single sport that they could possibly get me into. Like I did football in junior high, I wrestled, I did ballet, I did softball, track, basketball. Like they put me in everything. And they used to make me, when I was having like a meltdown, they would lock me outside of the house and make me run laps until I was tired.
yeah,
And
that's smart.
yeah, I'm sure some people would be like, that is not great, but I look back on it and I'm grateful because it definitely taught me that there's another outlet besides just bottling things up and being angry at the world.
Yeah, yeah. Or telling you to go sit down and be calm.
Yeah, exactly. You're so right. Yeah. Yeah, some kids just need to like let their energy out and not, force it to be bottled inside of them.
So do you still feel like you have just like a lot of just like kind of badass energy, if that makes sense, just in there still?
I don't know. I think, you know, like I feel like when you kind of hit 30, you just start to level out a bit, and you're like settled in who you are, and you know what you want and you know what you're about. And
Hmm.
um I definitely feel that way at the gym. Like part of the reason why I don't really do competition anymore is because I'll do anything to win. Like
Yeah, yeah. So I
I
feel like it's
will
still
literally,
there.
yeah, I will literally do anything to win, including cheat, including like pushing some, like I will do whatever it takes to win. And I think as an adult now, I've kind of figured out how to internalize that
Hmm.
and project it in ways that are a little healthier than competition. But no, there's definitely moments where I'm like, oh yeah, I got that dog in me still. But for the most part, it's not quite the same as it used to be.
Yeah. By the same. It's more controlled now because it's still good to have that dog if it's controlled.
Mhm.
Cause you're good at work. You're like, yeah, I got this. It just I feel like that's an important thing to have because especially if you like CrossFit and motorcycles and deep sea fishing or whatever you were like, that's all like you know what I mean. Like that's a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got any sick tattoos like.
Yeah. I think I'll like I'm always down to try anything, especially if it's like being outside or it's a different sport or it involves movement or doing something with other people. I'm so down to do it, and I really enjoy learning about things, especially if it's sport related. Like I do feel like still my internal world does revolve around sports in a lot of different ways,
Mhm.
especially now that like there's women's wrestling, there's like women's basketball, which is really big, and like cricket is interesting, and race car driving. Like I think all of that is so fascinating and interesting that
Oh,
now I'm kind of like instead of doing whatever it takes to win, I'll kind of do whatever it takes to learn about something, especially if it's like sports.
are you into MMA at all?
I do really like MMA. I couldn't tell you a lot of names beyond like I like Patty Pimblett because he's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, yeah,
I love the crazy guys. I don't know a lot of the names, but I do really think it's an interesting sport.
yeah. Yeah. Have you thought about doing like jiu-jitsu or anything like that? I feel like you'd be good at it.
I've thought about it a little bit, but I actually, my senior year of high school, I broke my back.
Uh,
And yeah, I had and I still have it. It's called spondylolisthesis, and it's basically just like a stress fracture in your spine that causes a disc to slip just so slightly, but it's painful and it's annoying.
yeah, it sounds.
Unfortunately, like their CrossFit is the reason why I haven't been in pain. Like as soon as I started strengthening those muscles through the types of movements that CrossFit has, then I was able to live a pretty pain-free life. But doing things like jujitsu or like super heavy deadlifting now, it's not, I can't really twist and bend that way.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Stay out of the octagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Long
was the
a
same
long
way.
winded
Where I'm like,
way.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should go like do a class like like I'm 33 and I have a kid and I'm gonna start
Yeah.
now. Like no, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go kick in the face. The hell am
Yeah.
I talking about?
That is such a hard lesson to learn if you're a competitive person or you're a person who did sports. Like, now I have to be asking myself, what is the benefit of doing this? Like, what is the benefit of trying to pick up, like, PR my deadlift again? Who cares? Is it this moment, this winning moment that I want to have, or do I want to be able to walk straight up when I'm 70? Like
Mhm.
I want to be able to do like a half marathon when I'm 70 and be fit and healthy and live a super duper long life. I don't think in 30 years I'm going to give a shit that I deadlifted 400 pounds.
But yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
still
That
so
was
hard because you're like, but I can do it. I could do it. I could, you
dude. They
know?
had like a weight like PR thing at my gym, and I looked at the deadlifts like I think I could beat those,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to hurt my back
Yeah, no.
deadlifting for no
No,
reason.
exactly. There's nothing to prove to anybody.
Yeah, it's like oh. How's the bike? Do you still bike?
My motorcycle?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just bought a new motorcycle last summer, actually. Not on purpose, but sometimes you just do silly things with your money. But yeah, no, I still, yeah. Well, it's
Then
like,
whoopsies.
yeah, I've been riding Harleys for years, and I had last summer I was like, I've been riding a Sportster for forever. It's like a smaller Harley. It's not that heavy. It wiggles around on the highway, and I was like, I'll just ride to the dealership and see what they have. And of course,
Oh.
that's like, you're basically it's like you're going to buy something. And so I ended up buying this like sick softail that's lowered, it's got apes, it's got loud pipes, it's got all this shit. It's super fast and it's loud and it's mean. And yeah, I'm not like a year-round rider. I don't really care for that. And Portland's like a big city. It's not the most safest place to ride your motorcycle all the time, but in the summertime, like my neighbor two doors down, we'll just hop on the bike, and the rides out here are so beautiful and windy and
I
quiet,
can
and
imagine.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to rent a car out in Oregon and just drive around.
You should. It's wild. Like the climate here is so interesting. Portland is only an hour and a half from the coast, which is beautiful.
Mhm.
We're only a couple hours from high desert, so it's like it gets super hot in the summertime. There's a lot of like camping out there. There's a lot of rodeos out in Oregon. It's so interesting. We're only 6 hours from Canada. It's this really interesting location. Oh, and then there's the fucking mountain that's 45 minutes away where everybody skis and snowboards. We have like a little bit of everything here, which is probably why it's hard to leave once.
No, yeah, yeah. I feel like I've been to Oregon once with all my family lately, and it
Mhm,
was so nice. But I
mhm.
feel like it is just like you can't say anything bad about Oregon. It's like oh, it's got everything.
It
Like
really
it's just
does.
such a cool. Just I think of like the forest and just the city. Then just like the vibe is cool.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know.
we're definitely spoiled. It's so interesting because like I do love it here, and it's been such a cool place. I've changed so much as a result of just being in a big city where there are a lot of people who like think and look and act and talk differently than I do, and I feel like I've gotten this really cool perspective on life because of being in Portland. But then I come back home to Iowa City and I'm like, man, I miss it here so much. Like
Oh,
there's like a level of simplicity back home that's just different from Portland that sometimes it's like I come home and I'm like, oh my God, I really don't want to leave.
no, yeah, that was the biggest reason why we moved back. What was it's just so
Hmm.
simple here with having the kid and my parents are here too. Yeah, it's great, and North Liberty's growing and Corval's growing
Yeah.
too, but nothing crazy. But it
Yeah,
will
but
always
I
be
remember,
here, so no stress.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I remember a few years ago hearing about that high school that opened in North Liberty, and I was like, what? There's a high
Oh,
school in
oh
North
yeah,
Liberty?
yeah, yeah.
And my dad told me I surprised him. I was in St. Louis for a work trip a couple months ago and I rented a car and surprised him in Iowa City and he was like, "Yeah, and they took all the good athletes that used to only go to West High." And it's just that like smaller city, like something changes and you're just like, "What? I can't believe it."
What? What? They took down the Shakey's? Like just that kind of like
Yeah,
what's going
no
on?
way.
Yeah, yeah. The mill's gone. Yeah,
Mhm.
type of stuff. It hurts.
I know, I heard about that. That's so sad. I had my 21st birthday party at the mill, and like three people showed up, and two of them were my
Oh,
parents.
hey, it's better than zero.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't get the
yeah.
invite, or I
No,
would have
I
been
miss the
there.
mill.
Ew. So, how good is the new season of Black Mirror compared to the rest of them? I didn't. I mean, I like it all. I feel like the last two seasons weren't as good as the earlier ones.
Have
Thoughts?
you watched all of the new one yet?
No, I have a weird thing with Netflix and streaming services. So I had Netflix, but then they raised the price to $18 a month for if I want to do 4K and have everything, and I can't. I can't. So I
I
mostly
understand.
do. So just a little fun fact here. So I have the Disney Plus bundle
Mm-hmm.
with them ESPN Plus and Hulu, and then we always keep a Peacock because of The Office, duh.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll rotate between like HBO, Paramount, or whatever on. And we're watching Yellow Jackets right now.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we'll probably switch, and I think it's we'll get back on Netflix.
Did you watch White Lotus too?
I haven't watched the new season. I don't have HBO at the moment, but I like that show. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, why am I watching the show? Like they
Yeah,
just like they don't do anything.
yeah. That's the point. Like the whole point is to like you're basically just a fly on the wall listening to other people's gossip. Like these rich people gossiping. Which if you
Okay.
think of it from that perspective, then it's kind of a little more interesting. But if you're looking for a plot, like there's never been one, you know.
But I've watched it all and like I'm in, and I'm gonna watch the new season. I'm like I need to watch it. I don't know why, but I will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so funny what you were just saying about like streaming services is pretty much the exact plot of the first episode of Black Mirror. It's like a big metaphor for that. Yeah, and how crazy streaming services is. I really, really like this season. Oh, we
Yeah,
binged it in like 2 days.
let's go.
Episode 3 with Issa Rae had me really tugging at my heartstrings a bit, the story.
Okay.
But no, I think this was a really good season, like one of the best ones in a while. But there is part of me that also misses that, like season 1 and season 2, you're watching this like psychotic, absolute insane stuff that you're just kind of sitting there being like, how did somebody think about writing this? And now I'm like, in this, I'm feeling just like this dystopian feeling and like the world's gonna end or something was so fucked up and crazy that it's like got you feeling really weird for a week and a half. Like I miss that kind of, I wouldn't say that this had that kind of like absolutely so shocking,
Oh yeah.
plots and stuff like that, but it was still really interesting and fun.
Okay, I'll let you know when I'm going through it too.
Yeah, you
And
should.
I just saw that The Last of Us comes out on Sunday, so like, well now I gotta get HBO.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just like
Did you play the video game at all?
I didn't because I'm an Xbox guy.
Oh
I just
yeah.
had Xbox
Mhm.
my whole life, so
Mhm. Yeah, if you I'm excited for the season because I know what happens in the game, so that's kind of like a cool thing to like my wife and I were watching last season and I was like, "Oh, this was actually like not a big story in the video game. Like they really made this a lot bigger than it used to be or this and that." And she was just like, "Shut
Mhm.
the fuck up." But I think it's really interesting.
Yeah. I heard that there's something like very like controversial about the second game, so I'm excited to see like what goes down because it looks
Yeah.
so cozy.
Yeah. And it's such a the first game and the sequel are they're like huge open world games. So if the series creators wanted to, they could stretch it out for
Oh, yeah.
several seasons and it would still be really, really good.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you still game? Are you gaming now?
I do. I have an Xbox
Nice.
and I actually just bought a Steam Deck like 2 days ago.
Oh man, I'm so out of the loop and old. What is that? I don't know what that
It's
means.
like you remember PSPs, like the handheld.
Yeah.
It's like that basically. It's basically like a little mobile gaming tablet.
Oh, but for Xbox?
No, you can't play Xbox games on it, which I really wanted to, but you can play games from the Steam store,
Oh,
which has like
oh, okay.
everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah, but we're gonna don't I'm not like a big fan of flying. I get like anxious and stuff, and I'm always just playing games on my phone. And we're
Hmm.
going to be on a flight. We're going to Hawaii next month, which is like a 6 hour flight from here. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy this when we're ready. I've been thinking about it for forever. And I was like, no, I don't need it. Like, I'll never do it. And then, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to buy it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
I love to game. I haven't really in like months because I've just been doing this. And
Hmm.
it's been cool because like this is like I like doing this more than I like to game. So I was like, oh, this is cool. But I
Hmm.
did pick up Far Cry 6.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
Yeah,
That's so much fun. You're going to love it. That's probably my favorite Far Cry, to be honest with
really.
you. Yeah, one of my favorites. It's so good.
I'm pumped because I bought Far Cry 3. What was the last one on the 360? I beat that the day the Xbox One came out, and then I beat it, and then that night I went and got the Xbox One, and I
Hmm.
love Far Cry 4. Far Cry 5 just seemed kind of boring because of the map. Like you don't go from Himalayas to a cornfield. I was like, really?
Yeah, not the most
Uh,
realistic.
yeah, it just wasn't that fun. Like the map just to me what wasn't that I love. But yeah, this for 10
Yeah,
bucks.
you'll have to let me know how you like it. I don't think you'll have that same map. Like
Oh,
it
oh,
felt it felt like really appropriate for the location and then sometimes I struggle with like really really big maps that have like a bajillion different quests and stuff like that.
oh
But this
yeah.
one felt like the perfect amount of like perfectly big enough where you can spend some time like leveling all your shit up, doing side stuff and then you can come back to the main story pretty easily. I didn't think it was like too overwhelming at all.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Word. I'll let you know because I haven't even
Hmm.
played. Yeah, it's that download. I'm pumped, and then I've also been playing this skit game for years.
Oh
The Assassin's
yeah.
Creed Odyssey
Hmm.
game. It just looks so good and it's so fun.
Do you have a favorite Assassin's Creed?
Well, I mean, it would have to be Assassin's Creed 2
Yeah.
because
That's the
that
last one
game.
I played.
Yeah,
But I
that
haven't played
my
since that one.
Yeah, this one is like an open world game too, which is a different thing. Some like hardcore core fans are like, but I was like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Hmm.
And it takes place like during like the Spartan, like the Roman Spartan. So
Hmm.
like 300 is mixed into it a little bit, so it's really fun. It's really
That's
good.
pretty cool. Super cool.
Mhm.
See if I can pick it up and try it.
Yeah, and there's like three newer games because this came out in 2017. But I'm still just getting hours in it so good.
Yeah, well, you have a lot to look forward to, I guess. There's a million of those games. You'll never get tired of them.
And I'm at the point now in my life where like I can't buy the new sports game every year. So I'll just buy a game and be like, all right, I'm gonna play on this for like 4 years.
Hmm.
So I'm like, all
Have
right, I'm
you,
there.
yeah, yeah, have you like bought a game that you wouldn't like normally buy, but that you ended up really loving?
Not no, not really. I'm mostly like FIFA,
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed, the UFC games. So
Mm-hmm.
I mostly stay just pretty in the my same picks. So no, not really.
Yeah,
Let's see what else. No, yeah. I just kind of play the same game since the Nintendo 64.
that's
Oh, that-
amazing.
I think like back when I play like Xbox Box and 64 for I would play a bunch of stuff, but now I just don't have the time or really
Yeah.
want to.
You're not doing like 8 hour sessions anymore. It's like 1 or 2 hours at a time.
I miss those 8 hour sessions. Just getting home from school and being like, I'm a game until I sleep.
The simple life.
Yeah. The simple life. I miss it. What are you up to the rest of your night and weekend?
Well, Nike World Headquarters is here right outside of Portland, and they're doing it's like their version of the McDonald's High School All-America basketball games
Yeah.
tomorrow. And my friend works at Nike, so she got us a couple tickets. So we're gonna go watch some elite high school athletes ball
Casual.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, they're more
casual.
just cool shit.
Yeah. No, it's so again, it's like I don't think about that because my dog's gonna bark because my wife's walking in.
Oh, that's totally fine. No worries.
But you don't think about that. Like, there's so many interesting things that we do here, like as a result of like the businesses and the people who are here, and like just being a big city and stuff. That it's like, yeah, no, it seems so normal to me, but just somebody else who lives in like a smaller city, it's like that is really cool. And yeah, it is cool.
Dude,
I need to
yeah,
remind
yeah,
myself of that more often, I think.
yeah. Please do, because that's kind of the overall like point of this. Is like there's so many people that just do like everyday things, but they're not every day to everyone else. And what
Hmm.
people do is so cool and just like so special and like. So I feel like that should be shared and just embraced, and it's
Hmm.
cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so right. I was like watching a little clip from your chat with Kai, just being like, this, oh my God, like he is so smart. Like listening to him talk about how he got into construction and construction project management and talking about these projects he's working on. I'm like, I have no idea how to even start doing something like that at home. So like, but for him, it's just like so normal. Like that's what he does, and it's
Mhm.
super easy. He can just like fix something or make something, and I'm just like, that's wild. I could never do that.
Yeah. I just want to
So
talk
great.
and share people's skills and just
Hmm.
passion, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a cool idea, and I'm sure that you've just been able to like hear so many cool stories about what all your old friends or and schoolmates are up to, and that is really awesome. So I appreciate all the work that you've been putting into stuff like this. I'm really enjoying following and listening to the conversations you've been having.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And
Hmm.
where can people find you if they want to follow your cool shit?
My cool shit is on Instagram. It's just at Nburian.
Perfect. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time, especially on a Friday night. Like this is some
Yeah.
prime time slot. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really nice chatting with you, Jesse, and I'm like it's really like so happy that you're doing so well and that you're loving being a parent, and yeah, I'm super glad that we got to connect again and kind of catch up as adults.
Yep. Thank you. And anytime, open invite. Just let me know, or I'll reach out again. I will.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll have to link up next time I'm in town, and if you're ever out
Yes,
this way,
please.
I'll show you some cool stuff. So
Yes, please do.
cool. Thanks,
All
Jesse.
right. Peace and
Have a good
take
night.
it easy. All right.
Yeah, you too.
Thank
Bye.